the Trevor Jackson podcast.
For the things that I had to say about this Charlamagne the God and Akademiks conversation. They sat down. They talked about their stances. Charlamagne the God doing business with Roc Nation, and also DJ Akademiks doing business with OVO and Drake, them over there. And they had some sort of tension. And Akademiks supposedly exposed Charlamagne the God, which I feel like, all this exposing culture make niggas look lame, to be honest with you.
Yo, anything anybody can say about me, they know I'm mad transparent. I'm open with it. Like, I'm not even hiding it. That's why I even can't wear it.
Nation.
And I'm not saying work. You see, you about to play semantics with me, I can tell.
What?
Because, of course, you're down on their payroll like some pawn. But, nigga, you got mutual business interests with these niggas, bro.
Who said I didn't? We never had that conversation.
But that's like me saying, okay,
we never had that conversation. And that's one thing you said. You said Charlamagne never told me he had any affiliation with Roc Nation. That's not true.
Nigga, you never did.
Do you remember your scream the day after I called you that Friday? You literally said verbatim, Charlamagne said he's gonna try to connect me with Roc Nation. Apparently he got some type of connection with him. And you said
you never said that. Like, I'm thinking you just know, because most of these, like the Roc Nation people, I don't know who they are. Like, if I seen Desiree outside this building, I'd walk past her unless I remember what she looks like online. I've never seen her. I've never been in the same room with her. Nigga, even Jay, the only time I ever seen Jay, I was at a Kendrick concert. I seen that nigga in the skybox.
And you said,
I don't know these people.
And you said Desiree got me a therapist. I'm like, where the fuck, where I get that from?
Yeah, that's what they told me.
Who's they?
Nigga, the people. So I'm racking my mind around, and they're like, yo, they said you admitted it publicly.
I've never said that. Desiree got me a therapist? How crazy does that sound?
Nigga, I don't know, but they said you and her are locked in, and I'm like,
I love Desiree though.
That makes sense.
That's not a secret.
That makes sense. Well, I don't know. Listen, what I know, and this is what I was saying, I know you're too smart for it. Roc Nation been coming at me for smooth 3-4 years.
On what though?
On things that what's their initiative I'm going against. Like I just happen to, it could be the Meg shit. It could be like any initiatives that I've just never kind of been, and it's not like on some.
I thought Meg sued you.
No, Meg never sued me. Meg sued a blogger. But this is what we said. If we're gonna talk about, and we should talk about media campaigns and everything, because I'll agree with you on certain shit. Like when you're now talking about like Grant and Georgia, whatever you want to call him. Okay, if you want to call it a campaign, because I ain't gonna lie, that nigga, he is a smart nigga, bro. I gotta be honest. But if you're gonna deny that other people don't have campaigns,
they don't.
You're crazy,
bro. Nobody.
Yeah, please.
Nobody campaigns like yo. It's not even close.
No. It's the most visible and the most. I would say the loudest voice. Don't mean that's the only thing that's happening, bro. Nigga, I consulted with the best attorneys in the land. What they did for a deposition with me, that I'm not even party to the case, bro. They tried 15 times to get me to purge myself because you're under the oath. Mm-hmm. They were setting it up for the lawsuit.
Why'd you do that without a lawyer? That's crazy.
I'm going to tell y'all something that's interesting about this DJ Akademiks and Charlamagne the God conversation. The public is wondering, why do DJ Akademiks care so much about why Charlamagne the God is even, linked with Roc Nation, or he has business dealings with Roc Nation. Just the average person is like, who cares? But what I want to say about this, when I look at platforms like Vlad, No Jumper, and people that supposed to be hip hop platforms, but majority of the time they're talking about legal cases, murders, Lil Durk being locked up, YNW Melly, who snitching, who ain't snitching, Ratlanta, street culture. Street culture and hip hop is two totally different entities. So when DJ Akademiks get involved in cases with like the Tory and the Meg shooting, he is putting himself in a position to where he has to defend himself for the things that he is talking about and the people who he is with and against. I learned from Star at the Star Report, Troy Terrain. You know, you got to be objective. The reason that is so important because when you talk about these topics, you don't want to implement yourself in any form of legality so you won't get a complaint mailed to your house. Charlamagne, the guy, don't even give a damn about what he talking about. He don't care. He got a successful radio career. Akademiks seems like he got anxiety, and he seems as if he's highly pressed about what's going on. So let these brothers continue on.
Of having torturous interference.
I don't know nothing about none of that shit.
Well, I'm just trying to tell you a pattern of how Roc Nation has moved. Bobby Shmurda's online saying the same thing, right?
Well, can I say something from my perspective?
How come everybody has stories that are matching? There's a pattern.
Can I say some things? This is why I fuck with Roc Nation, because I've seen how they treat people that can't do anything for them. I've seen the exact opposite of a lot of the things.
Frank Lucas used to give back to the hood too.
I've seen it. What are you talking about, Frank? You're comparing a drug dealer to a legal black and brown corporation?
No, because you're saying that because they have done good things for people who are not fortunate, that mean they're overall good. I'm naming you specific things.
Yes, and I can name you specific things that I've seen them do for people.
So if I kill 3 niggas and I do a turkey giveaway, it's cool.
Why is it killing? This is business. First of all,
I'm telling you the bad things that they did.
There are no permanent friends or enemies when it comes to business. And in business, and you're going to learn this as you continue to do business, there's going to be times where people just are not going to be happy. That's just the way this shit goes. If you've been doing business don't say nothing for a second. If you've been doing business for as long as they've been doing business, at that level, it is impossible to have a perfect score. You can't point to any businessman, businesswoman on this planet that has a perfect score. There's always going to be somebody that feels like, oh, I got slighted, or oh, this didn't go right for me. That's just the way shit goes.
You're missing the
I'm not missing nothing.
The majority of the media narrative, if you think this is just the normal amount of dissenters that are saying, oh, I felt I got screwed over. If you ask,
what's the ratio?
You do a poll, you should do it on the Breakfast Club. You should do a poll about what is their consensus when they hear Roc Nation. Roc Nation.
You know, the consensus has changed. You know, they always talk about the Desiree Perez lady. Her daughter has been in the media for certain things. She has been in the media for snitching on the lady in Miami. I forgot the big boss lady in Miami. Griselda Blanco. I think that's who she told on. It's crazy that Jay-Z got the person who snitched on Griselda Blanco in his count. But, you know, Akademiks not letting Charlamagne the God speak. Just because you talking more and talking over somebody doesn't mean that you winning. And implementing Bobby Shmurda in that conversation as somebody of substance and credence to talk about Roc Nation is frivolous. It's blasphemous. Bobby Shmurda was given an opportunity and he was a one-hit wonder. You know, who cares at the end of the day? Who cares? He wanted to be a big-time independent artist now. That's where he's at. He's independent. He's free to do whatever he want to do. And without that major backing in that major label, we ain't heard a Bobby Shmurda song since. Just real talk. And he had the leap, the jump, you know what I'm saying, to be able to be a superstar. What I want to say in closing to this is that, you know, business is business. Business is messy. I've lost a lot of friends because the business practices wasn't right. You know, money is a tool that you use to live the life that you want to live. If somebody has an idea or they're doing something that isn't beneficial, you have to restructure the business or you have to remove yourself from the business. That doesn't mean that y'all don't have to be cool no more. But when you do business, business is something that is never going to be something that people agree with. I don't agree with a lot of people on their business practices and the things that they do. I don't want to even do business with half of these niggas, to be honest with you. So when I listen to Akademiks, he think people have to be morally correct in business. Jay-Z is the ultimate capitalist. He told people he's a capitalist. He told people what he's willing to do finances. You can either like him, Love me or leave me alone, just like his song say. And I agree with that aspect at the end of the day because I know what business is. A lot of people say, let's get together and do all of this. I don't trust nobody when it comes to business. My mama taught me that. When you need these people in this business aspect, they are not going to be around. Real talk. I want to play one of my records, man, off of my up-and-coming album, If Not Me, Then Who. You know, this song is streaming on multiple radio stations. It's playing in Mexico. It's playing in D.C. It's playing in Tennessee. This is featuring Lex Lucchese, one of the CEOs at Empire and Elevate Records. You know, this song is titled The Opportunist. This has something to do with capitalism itself. You know, because people only around when you shine and they ain't nowhere to be found when you grinding. Let's get into the record, man. Real talk. The Opportunist. Let's go.
Star dinner, concur less about the price. Celebrate the wins, celebrate the losses. A player stay cautious, they hate when you ballin'. Made the lames nauseous, they sick of the floss. And I'm still kicking shit like a nigga Bruce Lee. Getting to this paper, my only decree. A representative for East Tennessee. My prime on the grind, I had them 20 apiece. Made the paper increase, now we out of their reach. Moving discreet, very unique. They pockets petite, I'm feeling complete. Made it out the streets, I was tired of losing. Had to cut off the opportunists. That's most likely. They only hit you up when you're shining. Never hit you up when you're hit you up. They only hit me up when we're shining. Never hit me up. They only hit you up when you're shining. Never hit you up when you're hit you up. Never hit me up when they opportunistic. I'm moving strategic. Stayed optimistic, check statistics. We up a couple M's, live in a different realm than a cruise on the lake. And my beef and Brock Tim, young Slim, really him. Got the game from my father, a player unbothered. I'm betting with Mookie back to back like the Dodgers. Canada Goose Bomber, react calmer with respect and honor. Been by the dollar since I was a toddler. Move like a mobster, stepping in Pradas. Stay strapped like one of them niggas from Shotters. At the Vineyard and Martha's, I spent a few dollars. Graduated from the streets, known as a scholar. Always kept it real, boy, you know what it is. They around where you win, but start losing again. You can tell who your friends when there's nothing to lend. That's most likely. They only hit you up when you're shining. Never hit you up when you're hit you up. They only hit me up when we're shining. Never hit me up when we're grinding. They only hit you up when you're shining. Never hit you up when you're hit you up. Never hit me up when we.
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.